Hello Sagittarius, today I'm going to be doing your video for January, the first half of January 2017, Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you're not sure what your moon or rising placement is, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. You have to know where and when you were born. So this is going to be a general reading. It might cover love, it might cover work, it might cover friendship. It usually depends on what kind of messages I get. Yes, I'll just get started. I already shuffled the cards. I already meditated over them. Um, and I guess I'll start out with the first messages I was getting. I feel like a lot of you guys are just really struggling. A lot of you guys might feel like you're stalled or that you're not making any progress. I just feel like for some of you guys, it might be just the way you're handling things is inefficient. And I know Saturn is going over you guys, going over Sagittarius right now. So I just feel like with a lot of you, you might just feel like there are delays. You're not getting anywhere, that you're coming across obstacles, or that you make 2 steps forward and there's like 3 steps back or whatever. I also got the image of like slipping on a banana peel. So for some of you, it might be just like ridiculous, just how, you're probably not exactly where you want to be at this time. You just feel like there's a lot of obstacles you have to overcome and go through. And with Saturn and Sag in your sign, this is really putting, we're overcoming this lesson, wherever it is in your birth chart, wherever, however it affects your life. We're going through these lessons in a way so as to show us, direct us in a practical way where we should be in our lives. That's what Saturn does. It puts in, especially in Sagittarius, it puts whatever our beliefs, our ambitions, our goals, Sagittarius, you seek to expand your environment, yourself, through how you experience the world. Through your experience is how you gain your knowledge, is how you gain your wisdom. So for some of you, you probably just feel like your growth is stifled right now. But really what Saturn is asking is to just re-channel and refocus that. There's probably a different avenue you should take that you haven't considered, or that will become apparent to you the more you think about it, the more you meditate on it, dream about it, plan it out. Saturn is also just like total restructuring, like, well, not really the blueprints, but, back to the drawing board. How do we make this work? So, I have a stutter. Excuse me if I stutter. So, Happy New Year. Beginning of January, well, the end of December, most of January is Capricorn season. So that affects your second house. So for a lot of you, in terms of how you're gaining your income, how you're acquiring money, that's coming up under revision. And especially with Pluto there, you guys might have had you might have felt like you're discontented, or you might be seeing how you're making money differently. And it's also a house of self-worth. So again, with a lot of you might even be questioning what truly makes you happy and what practically makes you happy, like on the fundamental level of who you are is being questioned. And so I feel like that's coming up under a lot of scrutiny as well. And with the sun here, at least, it'll shine a light on that. And I do believe when I've done these readings that a lot of leftover energy from 2016 is going to carry into 2017. So it's not going to be a totally new start. Excuse me. It's not going to be a totally new start for most people. A totally fresh start, which is, of course, I usually associate that with Aries season, beginning of spring, and it's the first sign. So, Capricorn really is just restructuring, rebalancing, seeing where we are, where we've come from, and how do we move past that and get better. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Excuse me, don't mind me. It's just pretty dry in here. So a lot of you, you're coming out of a place of either sickness. Some of you probably just had to deal with an illness. You were probably just on bed rest. Or a period of contemplation. Maybe this is you just rethinking, reconsidering how you're going to go about to make your next course of action, where you're going from here with how crazy 2016 has been. And it's probably in terms of communication, of how you approach people, of how you even think about things. So I feel like you've been in a period of not necessarily isolation, but of like some sort of reflection, if you haven't been sick. And I feel like you're cautiously just coming back out into the world, or even now with the beginning half of January, or at the end of December, you've been using this, you're in this state of really planning your next course of action. Or if you're already going out and taking that action, I see you as being very cautious. So you, in the center of your reading, at the heart of the reading, we have the Tower in reverse. So things are changing, and these have been like, it's a change you already know has happened, whether it's in terms of your home life, your work life, your relationship, but it's been very slow. So I feel like with this Four of Swords in reverse, you've probably had to recalibrate and refocus in the midst of this. And this isn't a small change. I feel like some of you have really, either you've woken up to something has really been made realized to you, if that makes sense. Something has really come to light. And you've had to find a way how to, you've been strategizing about how to deal with that, and you've been really contemplating about it. So crossing you, we have the Chariot, and you're taking a course of action. The Chariot and the Tower are major arcana. They're big deals. These are messages from the universe, messages from spirit. So, ever since I started doing tarot, I've realized that, I don't believe in coincidences. I really do think that if we open our eyes to things, if we open our eyes to the possibilities of, universal messages and synchronicity, that we can be able to work with those energies, especially with some recent life events of mine. So again, with the Chariot here, I see you guys as, you're not afraid. You're being bold in taking this action, which is typical of Sagittarius. And you feel like you really have it under control in terms of how you're going to move. Whether it's like, let's say a home situation. Either your home itself is like a piece of shit. This could be minor or major. Usually I see these as like major events. But let's say if it is something like, moving isn't minor, I guess. But like if you live in a crappy house and you're just like, okay, time to move. You probably thought about it like, okay, I really have to move. Or if like a relationship is on its last legs, or if like a job situation is like really like taking a turn for the worse, and you've realized it. I feel like for some of you, for most of you, spirit and the universe is really asking you to like take control of this situation. You have all the tools at your disposal to do so. So, don't be afraid to steer, to, gain some control of your life. Maybe you feel like because of this, you've been sort of out of control. But, I feel like for some of you, if you actually contemplate about this situation, if you think about it a little harder, maybe some of you have. Maybe you've been thinking about this, but you might be cautious to take action. With this here, I don't think, with the Chariot here, I don't think you don't be cautious. I feel like as long as you are sure of where you're going, there's no reason to be hesitant. So at the foundation of your reading, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Again, excuse me. For some of you, you're dealing with an earth sign. If this isn't you, if you don't have a lot of earth in your chart, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I feel like there are some words that have been exchanged between you two in which that's led to this situation, that's led to this ending. The Tower reverse is an ending. So I feel like it has something to do with home. It probably has something to do with a mother figure or a spouse or a partner. Or it's something that's probably affected your ability to manage your household, manage your life, manage everything. Like, some of you have probably, a decision has been made, like, and it's not a decision that you're terribly fond of. It could be like, either you just got bad news about your job. So you're just like, okay, I have to restructure, replan, what am I going to do? Or about your house. Or it could be somebody that gave you news that sort of like really just made you see them differently. I feel like for some of you, if this isn't like a parent, again, gender doesn't matter in general readings. So this could be like a mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, long-term partner, business partner even. Something's happened in which your dealings with them have totally changed, and you've had to reassess what your standing is with this person and where you're going to go in terms of this relationship and where you're going to go in terms of this sort of foundation you have built with them. I'm really seeing like somebody you live with, somebody that's really close to you. Maybe there have been harsh words between you two, and one of you have finally just had enough, and you're just like, "Well, I'm leaving," or something has to change. I see like an ultimatum has been delivered, or there's been a decision made that sort of had an impact. Somebody probably said something like, one argument too many that's really changed everything, and it could be between either of you. But even in spite of that situation, I see a lot of you really trying to gain control of it. I also see the Chariot as being about perspective, and it's holding our own. Sorry for the glare. It's holding your own, in spite of whatever sort of negativity or sort of craziness that's happening. Maybe you're deciding to leave somebody or somebody's deciding to leave you. But again, I can also see this as you're thinking about it. Somebody's thinking about making a decision. With the Ace of Swords reversed, I think of doubt. I think of not being sure of how to come to a conclusion about something. So maybe for some of you, you want to make a decision regarding a significant other or a business partner or some sort of something that would impact your stability, something that probably already has. Or maybe a decision needs to be made because of that, and some of you probably aren't even taking that action. So again, with the Ace of Swords, I see like just hesitation, doubts, delays. But I also see like unfortunate news. Maybe there was a decision made that is hard for you to really deal with, that you made or somebody else made that was really difficult, and you're trying to steer away or is trying to gain control of those of the consequences because of that. Or again, for some of you, there is a decision that you need to make regarding a situation that's totally just completely ended, and it involves a loved one, whether you're married or whether it's family, whether it's somebody that you're working with. And I see you guys, this has really sent you into a place where you just really just had to, left you reeling. So you've been contemplating, thinking about it. And some of you might not be sure how to go about it, but I really see, especially since the chariot rules Cancer, Cancers are very intuitive, cardinal water signs, so they pretty much just go with their feelings. So, Sagittarius, again, a lot of you're being affected by Saturn right now. Some of you are even being affected by Uranus. A lot of planets right now are really, kind of affecting the Sagittarian energy. So again, just contemplate about it. But I think you'll come to a decision that either is going to be a tough one that you're probably not ready to make. But in the end, I feel like it'll be a good choice regardless. Just really follow your gut, follow your instinct. So, wow, in the past we have the devil. So, a lot of you, I instantly see toxic relationship. I see you're married to somebody. You're married to somebody, and I see the same problems happening over and over and over and over and over again. It's interesting we have the devil here, which is represented by Capricorn, and you're going into January. I'm recording these during the time of Capricorn. Capricorn season started like a couple days ago. So for some of you, either you're in a serious work focus mode to the point where it's like killing you. And I feel like it's probably affected a relationship. It's affecting a household. I feel like there's not clear lines of communication between you and your significant other or a family member, somebody that you live with. Communication is just fuzzy right now. And I see for some of you, again, with relationship readings, these could be either or. I could see some of you being controlling, sort of not allowing your other partner to sort of have a say in this situation, to have a say in how you're going to proceed through things, because I feel like you two aren't really talking right now. You probably have your way of doing things and they have theirs, and that's leading to a dissolution of a marriage or of a household. I just really see two people not really talking to each other. Or for some of you, you're in a really tough relationship with somebody right now, and you're not sure where to go from here. Like, this person is controlling. So again, with the Chariot here being a challenge card, if you're not, you're probably being controlled. You're probably being steered into a direction that you probably don't want to go in with this Tower in reverse. There's like sudden doom or whatever. Not to sound like all gloom and doom or, but I feel like I have to read every message I see. So again, for some of you, you're not sure how to stabilize the situation because you feel like you built something with this person that's like, that you really want to cherish. And I had a similar message in a different sign. I think it was Cancer actually. Where you really feel like you've built something, and you just feel tied to it because this person or this job is an obligation. But things how they are now are not the same as they were 6 months ago, a year ago, and that's obvious. That. But it's like, how do you speak about the unspeakable? I guess there's like a huge elephant in the room. There's somebody controlling, either you or you're being controlled, and I feel like either you're really trying to gain control of a situation by you're not dealing with it on a person-to-person basis. You're dealing with it more as an object to person, like, okay, this relationship is a problem, so let's fix the relationship as if it's an entity, instead of, let me talk to my partner and let's talk about what's happening, how can we do these, how can we fix what's going on. And for some of you, you're just I just see you being just dragged along. Excuse me again. So I see there's the devil here isn't terrible. It's just letting me know that it's going to be a process before you're able to let go of a relationship that's not satisfying you or a job situation that's not satisfying you. Because right now, I feel like it's integral to your life. This marriage, this job, these obligations, this duty. And again, for some of you, I see this could be an addiction, but I'd have to see more cups cards, more water cards to really sort of co-sign with that. You know, if you are addicted to something, it's ruining your life, and you're not sure where to go from that. I feel like this Four of Swords in reverse could be just like you just being high or drunk all the time. And probably kidding people around you that you're able to get out of this situation when really you're still just trapped in the midst of it. So at the top of your reading, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So for a lot of you, again, I see delays. I see you're not, if this isn't an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's coming into your life, delivering a message of a job opportunity or a new start to something, which I can see happening, but he's headed away from the reading. So if somebody is coming to you with like a job opportunity or even a love opportunity, it's not going to be what you want. And, you know, Sagittarians, you're very outspoken about what you want and what you don't want. You know, not to generalize, but I see Sagittarius being very upfront like that. Make no bones about you know what you like and what you dislike. For some of you, you'll just have to settle because maybe with this Four of Swords in reverse, you've been unemployed. And now you're just like, okay, I really got to get my stuff together. I can't just sit at home anymore. I really got to get out of here and take whatever offer I can get. And I see this as being the offer. You know, it's not much, but I feel like since it's an earth energy being Pentacles card, you know, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. And, you know, for some of you, I just feel like you're stalled in terms of where you want to be in life. There's not enough movement for you. Things are just going way too slow. Because the Knight of Pentacles is already slow. Reverse is even slower. So even, you know, I'm recording these during the Mercury retrograde. So you might just feel like that, you know, nothing's going right. Like all of these, your communications with people are just off. You just feel like people around you just aren't doing their job effectively. Or you might feel like that yourself, like you're not able to get on top of things as much as you really want to. Even though you know that, you know, you're trying, I feel like even with this Queen of Pentacles, you're trying to build on top of this foundation. You've already acquired what you wanted, but again, you want more. You want to bring in more. And for some of you, you're really trying to you're trying to rein in the end of a situation, something that's ending. You're really trying to stop the bleeding. So let's say, you know, you're not making enough money. You know, you're not making enough money. You're not getting far ahead enough in work, or a relationship isn't going well. So you're really trying to come at it from a practical perspective as to where you need to go, but I feel like everything's just out of alignment for you. But I still see you in spite of all of this. Like really, you're probably not clear on it. I feel like for some of you, you're really going on gut. Just what your gut feels is right in terms of how to deal with this situation, because again, some things just aren't clear to you. And I'm really seeing a relationship here in terms of how to deal with this relationship. I don't want to say that I saw a relationship that's on its last legs. I mean, I kind of do, if I didn't already say that, but I see something that is dead. A relationship is dead to where people aren't talking, people aren't speaking. You two just aren't even really seeing eye to eye anymore. It's like you two are just on two totally different paths. That's what I see. But in the future, we have the Nine of Cups. So I do see for some of you, there's a chance for happiness, fulfillment. So I don't know. Well, no. Unless you have like Capricorn, if you're like a Capricorn sun, but you have Sagittarius in other places. You might have a birthday coming up soon. But I really feel like for some of you, you're going to be able, if you're able to at least gain control of whatever this situation is, you're going to be able to find some sort of fulfillment, some sort of happiness. Like you might just get a good offer, a good news. Um, for some of you, you might even be able to let this situation die with regards to um, a lover or a job that's not giving you much. And really, that's how I see this Nine of Cups really activating itself. Because the nine is like a wish card. It's a yes card. It's like one of the best cards you can get in tarot. But it's something that comes at the end. It's like towards the end of like a long journey. So maybe for some of you, and despite you might be able to really gain control of this situation in a way that makes you satisfied. Like you might get your partner you might get your partner to open up. You might get your partner to open up about something. You might be able to like sort of make a realistic decision in terms of where you guys are going to go in turn, if you are moving or if you are getting a new job or, something like that. I really do see you guys like you're getting some sort of fulfillment because of it. But the journey here, I feel like isn't going to be the easiest because I do see that a lot of you have to gain control of like a dead situation. That's all I see with this Tower in reverse. Something has died, and with it, it's taken the communication and it's taken the organizational sort of aspect of it. So I see with a lot of that, it's going to be tricky to overcome that, but I don't see it as being impossible. So this is probably the reason why. In terms of how people see you, or how you see yourself in this reading, we have the Page of Cups. So I do see you guys as like just putting a little bit of love, putting in a little bit of effort out there to, again, make the best of a situation that's not that easy. And I see the Nine of Cups sort of being a result of that, or maybe a catalyst for that. Maybe you do have some luck somewhere. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and expansion. So you guys might get a lucky break despite all this. Like if you've been contemplating about what's going on currently in your life and the fact that you haven't been able to have open communication or open line of dialogue, or that there's something around you that is just not working anymore, is not feasible. The very existence of it it's counterproductive in terms of your forward progression. If you're able to gain control of that, I really do see you guys as being able to like get to the other side and be like, okay, I've found some stability. Nines I see as very stable, except for the Nine of Swords. But you've gained some sort of stability, and you've gained some sort of like really just like happiness, just true happiness. And you're going to be able to give that. You're going to be wanting to share that with other people in terms of like a new love. Like if you do cut off with somebody, or if you do move, or if you do start a new job, I see you as being able to like really pass on that blessing that you feel like you've been given from the universe. Very beautiful. So around you, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Wands in reverse. Blah. So 10 of Wands. Ugh, jeez. Page of Pentacles in reverse and the 10 of Wands in reverse. A lot of Pentacles. So for some of you, you're probably dealing with an Earth sign, or this is a job situation wherein you feel like you deserve better and you want to let it go. Or you're just really making the best of like a job situation that could be better. But I see you guys. You've probably I even see with some of you, maybe a promotion. You something about this is giving you a sense of happiness, and I feel like with the Chariot, which is also like I see moving to another direction, to a higher direction with the Chariot. So a lot of you could be getting promoted. You might be putting in a lot of work with some people you probably, and you just feel like it's just stressful because you just feel like you're not, communications around other people around you. You probably feel like you're doing most of the work. But I do see you getting a promotion. If I can stop stuttering, and getting to a place where, around you, you feel like there are going to be some things that you're going to be able to let go of, or I guess see right through. Some of you might have children. So some of you, this whole decision could affect your children. In a positive way. Maybe I'm not really seeing anything legal here, but I feel like for some of you, you can, maybe a child or, your children, they're not doing so good right now in terms of they're not feeling well. Like maybe, you're dealing with a child that's just like, they might be a little isolated. They might feel a little alone. Sorry if you guys can hear that. It's the snow plows. But I really feel like you'll be able to help them out in like overcoming a struggle or a burden that they're having. If you have a child, if you have like a niece or nephew or something, or a little cousin, I really see you guys really being able to take care of that. And maybe it involves their parents and you coming in to save the day. So again, some of this could be vicarious. Maybe you're like in the middle of a situation where you're witnessing somebody dealing with something that's terrible, and you're going to be able to really come in and help them with that situation, and that'll make you feel good, and you'll feel like you'll want to pass that along, and really, help other people as well, and that might just give you a little bit of inspiration. So for some of you, I see that if you're married or something, again, this could involve children. But I really do get the sensation that you're going to be able to like really let something go, or you'll be able to see what people or what environment you need to let go of. So I see that as being a positive, and I really do think that if you do come into like some sort of luck or fortune, or like if situations change in your favor, if you're able to like really navigate through this, I see you as like just, really waking up and being like, okay, what's useful to me? What isn't? What can I gain from what people are giving me versus what could I do without? And again, that has a lot to do with Saturn. So hopes and fears, we have the Empress in reverse. So for some of you, you're not going to be able to see any positivity in terms of where you're able to take. I mainly see a relationship, or it could be a creative offer. Let's say this is a relationship, and you might like hit a good stride, but at the end of the day, it just feels like something, I'm sorry, but stillborn comes to my mind. It just feels like it's like a temporary relief. Because at the end of the day, it just seems like there's something still missing. And I see that echoed with the Tower in reverse, where, no, something really has to be let go of. Somebody, something, some situation. If this is a job or a creative opportunity, it's like something is not getting off the ground, or you're thinking about it in a way that's unrealistic, in a way that's not actually feasible. So again, I see there's hope here, and with the Nine of Cups is always, it could be smug hope, it could be just like, your cups runneth over. Some of you could be just partying a lot just to or drinking a lot just to overlook what actually needs to happen. You're numbing yourself to the pain, and you're feeding your inner child or just your ego because of that, and you're not waking up to what needs to be let go of, because the Ten of Wands is either a total ending or it's like, especially reverse, it's either a total ending or it's something that we're just still holding on to, but the universe itself will get rid of if we're not going to do it. So again, for some of you, I see if you're married and even if you have children, there's a lot at stake that you just can't walk up and leave. It's impossible. For others of you, if this is a creative opportunity, you're not, I don't see you guys being able to really open yourself up. I see a lot of closed off energy here. Ironically, the only thing that isn't really closed off is the Four of Swords, because I do get the sense a lot of you are being cautious. But you might even be overly cautious to the point where you probably don't want to make too sudden of a move or too hasty of a decision. Or if you do, you're going about it simply because of just whatever this Nine of Cups is, which, it could just be, just feeling just way too good about yourself, but you're not sort of being realistic. I mean, I see some of you as really having good intentions. It's on top of this Page of Cups. But again, I feel like a lot of planning needs to be enacted. So again, with the Chariot, follow your instincts, but I do see some of you having to go back and re-strategize, replan. That's why I see the Chariot as, it's in the challenge position, because again, some of you might just grab the bull by the horns. But again, some information is not clear with regards to a relationship or with regards to a job situation. And the eventual outcome, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is funny because I just mentioned the Nine of Swords not that long ago. Nine of Swords reverse, that's stress. And that is mental anxiety. And all of the swords here are reversed. So for a lot of you, I don't see movement here. I see you making efforts. I see you guys trying to make strides. And God, some of you are just really, you're going with your heart. You're going with your gut. You just know it's the right thing to do. But again, I just think some of you, there are things that need to die. I see that even with the Devil, I've been trying to keep him out of this reading, but, with this Tower reverse, with the Empress reverse, Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords reversed, I just really think a decision has not been made, and it's something that you're contemplating instead of actually making a decision on. You're being cautious to the point where it's, okay, I feel like I've been giving two sort of different messages where some of you are really being cautious in terms of going out and approaching everything, which is fine because I feel like the energy works well with the Chariot. But again, I feel like with some of you, you might just be going purely blindly on you might just be reacting, which is always fine. But some of you, I don't think it's really grounded in anything. I feel like either you're trying to keep up appearances, there's somebody else you have to please. Either it's you're just trying to maintain the stability of your household, you're trying to keep somebody happy, a family happy, children happy. Again, which is fine, but there's a big elephant there's a decision that has not been made. And I think because of that decision, this hesitation, this overlooking the big elephant in the room is leading you to this anxiety. It's leading you to not being able to actually feel fulfillment and total pure happiness, which is what the Empress is. She is the Queen of Queens. She is life. She is just creativity. She is total stability. She's like the Queen of Pentacles, just like times 100. And to see her in reverse, it just shows me that a lot of you aren't able to, you're not able to gain the true stability that you want. Because I see this upright as being like a really good marriage card. pregnancy, just total fertility. But I think for a lot of you, especially with all these cards in reverse, there's just a lot of obstacles for you to overcome. And a lot of it's in your head, and a lot of it is how you perceive the people around you. You might see as other people as like just being totally resisting you, just like there's total resistance, and that you can't really get through to people, that you can't talk to people in the way you want to, that something's holding you back. This could be just negative behavior patterns, negative thought patterns with this devil. You assume things, so you just act on those assumptions. But I also feel like you're blinding yourself to the truth, that you do have this like light, and you do have this like just innocence with this Page of Cups within you, just this joy that you really, you know, the 9 represents also the 9th house in astrology, which rules Sagittarius. So I can see the flip side of that, where you're stressing yourself out so much about you not being able to be where you are, get this relationship to where it is, to truly move up into the place in life, because you just feel like everybody's against you. You know, I feel like you're going to caution against letting that rule against you, and to instead rule with this joy, rule with your, you know, you have people around you, you have this support, even though right now it just feels like maybe you can't really talk to them, or that they're not really helping you in the way you want them to help you. But again, you just follow your gut, Sagittarius. I really think that's important. Now, before I just keep repeating myself, because I could talk in circles as the day is long, I'm going to pull one more card, and I'll take that. So we have Judgment, Second Chance, Rebirth, a new look on life, a new lease on life. We also have the 10 of Cups reverse. So don't let the fact that you don't have total happiness, that everything's not perfect, don't let that stop you. Because I really do see that for some of you, there is a huge lesson in all of this. And whatever you're going through, you know, it could be mundane. It really could. It could be just like simple, like, you know, you got a parking ticket, and you know that was one parking ticket too many. You're not sure what to do about it. But again, for some of you, I do see this as like a huge lesson. And I feel like that's really what's coming for everybody right now, especially with 2016 and moving into 2017. It's just like there's a lot of things that we need to open ourselves up to, open our eyes to, and realize that, you know, whenever I see the 10 of Cups reverse, I just think about being happy for what you have, not for what you want. Or at least opening your eyes up to the fact that you deserve better. Because we have the Page of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and we have this 10 of Cups in reverse. So it's like, just try to maintain some sort of balance. Try to find happiness wherever you can. But also realize that true happiness, I feel, comes from awareness of what's making us unhappy and being able to change that in our favor. You know, there's just a lot of things we don't want to open ourselves up to, a lot of obvious things. You know, especially if a relationship isn't going good. We want to talk ourselves into thinking that it's fine, and that, you know, because at the end of the day, we want somebody to love. We want somebody to love us. And love hurts. Love hurts, but it shouldn't. Especially if it's affecting you on the inside. If it's poisoning your outside. And not just love, jobs, our relationships with other people, family. You know, there's a lot of things I feel like that we don't have to cut out totally. We just have to view it in a different way and deal with it in a different way. So where other people can know where we're coming from. And that process can take a while, you know. I'm just at the beginning of it. I haven't really dealt with it in a long-term way. So I'm still a knave at this myself, but I do think it's an important lesson for all of us to learn. And I do think that in order for us to at least move on from things, we have to see it in a different way. We have to see it in the way it's meant to be seen, not the way we want to see it. Now, I hope this resonated with somebody. If it did, just leave me a message, leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Have a happy 2017, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. If I can get to the stop button. Oh my God. Bye.